Hi, my name is Chris Holton Jablonski, and it is my great joy and my deep honor to serve you as your minister. This week is one of those harmonic convergences in the religious calendars in which Palm Sunday and Passover coincide. Some years they're far apart, and this year it's all wrapped up. And for us, this year, I am particularly struck by the perseverance in both of these stories. I'm struck all over by the words of Maya Angelou in her classic poem, Still I Rise. Part of it says, "You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I'll rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons, like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hope springing high, still I rise. Out of the huts of history's shame, I rise. Up from the past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind the nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts my ancestors gave, I am the dream, the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Friends, this has been a long, difficult stretch for so many of us. I don't think it's a reach to think of the Passover story. I remember the first time I celebrated Passover with some friends I met in seminary in California. We gathered at their home and at their table told the story of the Jewish people rising up. They're heading out of Egypt in their time in the desert, 40 years of wandering. That's a long time wandering. There's a favorite song of mine, which has been part of all the Seders that I have been to, this song, Dayenu. It's a chronicle of the miracles of God, saying it would have been enough, God parting the seas so that Moses and the Jewish people could pass, and then it would have been enough, God bringing the seas crashing down on Pharaoh's armies, bringing manna to eat in the wilderness, and so on and so on. And the song speeds up as it goes so that you're racing by the end. It's really fun. But here, this year, I feel a similar kind of Dayenu, or a flip side Dayenu. It would have been enough that we had so many people die. And it would have been enough for all of our work lives to morph overnight. And it would have been enough for the election to be so stressful. It would have been enough for so much hatred and violence towards black and brown bodies. And it would have been enough to lose the comfort of one another's physical presence, and so on. This has been a hard stretch. But in the same spirit, there is the Dayenu of blessings as well. It would have been enough to have already been here with you all for 8 months before making this transition. And it would have been enough to have Ian and Nate with their skills in video production and digital magic making. And it would have been enough to have Lillian and our adult programs team ready to pivot on a dime and produce and sustain a dizzying array of opportunities for folks to deepen and connect. And it would have been enough for the community to come together over and over to support one another, to connect, to show up when needed. We are now, and have been this whole time, so blessed. So blessed to have one another, to have this community reaching out over and over. we rise. In the midst of these challenging times, we rise, and we will continue to do so. I am so grateful for each and every one of you, so grateful for all that you do to support one another, so grateful for all you do to serve this hurting world. And I pray for you strength in this home stretch. I pray for you perseverance and fortitude, suppleness and flexibility. I pray for you so many moments of sweetness and joy, moments of remembering and return here in this wilderness, here in this desert. I pray that we all, that we rise. So much love to you all. Amen.